did they take lessons from the Battle of Britain and be like, oh, remember the Germans didn't really hit any part of the map that was strategically important consistently? What if we do that against the Americans? Hello everyone, this is greyshot17, and today I'm covering a 4v4 on the map Hill 400. You may notice something is a little bit off about this game, and let's get into the reason why. This is a 4K replay, so this is typically submitted by top tier patrons. Again, thank you to all my patrons for your support. Again, this is possibly also submitted by Twitch subs or YouTube members that typically, if one of the top tier patrons don't submit stuff. This could also be submitted by supporters of the channel in other ways. For example, the person who submitted this, who I'll get to in a minute, or actually at the end of the game, submitted this with the message that it was about the Revolutionary War, and he was not joking. This is a game that's literally centered with the Americans and the Brits fighting each other. So, to the person who's like, hey, I know who submitted this game, I know these games are a little boring. I don't think you see many auto match games, or no, it's not auto match, of course, it's custom, with an entire team of Brits versus an entire team of Americans. I don't think that's really common. We got, let's see, Goldie, we got ourselves Junos, Cithro, Pyric, we also have 1000 social credit, Storm Tiger 45, Blazing Fury, and the Noob Dude. So, Hill 400, again, typically a battle of the flanks, and right now there's no exception in this game, with American forces duking out against the Brits. Brits are in cover and are shredding the Americans from afar, like killing a whole squad without losing very much of any health. Rear Echelon trying to flank though, but again, infantry section doing very well. But so Pyric doing I would say a pretty good job of holding his line, waiting for additional British forces to bring up the MG and light up the Americans. We also have the Universal Carrier coming on in. Now, while Goldie and Pyric are doing a decent job, something to note is, again, when they start losing models, it will start affecting them a lot more than the Americans, as they have 4 compared to the Americans' 5. American forces push on in. They also have grenades unlocked. Nice grenade sends Pyric retreating. Great job by Blazing. He doesn't kill the unit, but he does at least send 1 unit back. Unfortunately, though, it looks like the British down south have secured the sector, and the Americans are retreating. Something that could have helped maybe was a mortar to help counteract the MG or to dislodge the British from their positions. The British, by the way, looks like are having a bit more trouble up north. We have Cithro possibly losing a unit. He's under fire from 2 riflemen squads. Again, it doesn't look like anyone really changed their initial start too much, but we do have Junos over here with recovery squads. These are 5-man Rural Engineers, which are pretty solid at close range, and of course can be upgraded to be heavy engineers or with flamethrowers. Grenades thrown, but alas, missed. But again, you can't say Storm Tiger's not trying. He's doing his best to put down that unit, and he does successfully throw them back. But again, he himself looks like lost the rear echelon, and as well, his riflemen took heavy hits. Plus, the British did secure this territory over here. Riflemen, while they did push them back, the British are winning strategically by at least getting those resources. And by the way, they're very sweet with 29 fuel compared to the American 16. Now you can say, well, Greyshot, technically the British only have 1 fuel. True, but that's also 1 fuel, actually 2 fuels that the Americans aren't getting either way. Munition-wise, it's a little better for the Americans as they are controlling more of the center munition key points, which is good for, again, upgrading with bars, throwing grenades, whatever have you. Commander-wise, we have ourselves Vanguard Operations. Again, very good for commandos and also strafe support, plus the Croc. AVRE, a classic for high explosive damage. We're artillery, great for destroying maybe, or counteracting maybe heavy rifle, fighting position locations, tank traps, artillery positions, anything that's heavy concentrated. Noob Dude went with Armor Company, which again, I know I used to dislike and has gotten better over time. So I don't think it's it's moved away from my least liked American doctrine. But again, you have a cheaper tank destroyer. The 105 is pretty good if you get the hits in. Armor Company's fine, but in this range, I think the British are doing a very good job of using their range against the Americans. We'll see how they scale as we go into the medium or go to the upper tiers. Speaking of which, rifle grenade from the fighting position. Good shot. Universal Carrier just walking into death. Goodbye, Goldie. Another Universal Carrier opening fire, suppressing from with a Vickers machine gun upgrade. Again, very good job. That is an excellent use of it to keep some American forces away while it fires from afar. But other than that, we have social credit going heavy cav company. Really good, honestly, because comparatively, when you think of the Germans, you're like, oh yes, the big armored units, right? But yeah, I mean, you still have to worry about Churchills. But I'm actually kind of curious how the Pershing will stack up against Fireflies and how it will do against British infantry, since typically it does better against that. Plus heavy cav, you think of the bazooka upgrade that with 3 bazookas, and heavy cav I could see being very good. Plus you could counter the commandos, though it looks like some heavy losses for the Brits with a number of forces dying there. But hey, at least the Americans are switching over. In this case, it's Noob Dude trying to help out in mid and help his ally maybe push north, which Storm Tiger looks like is trying to advance, at least to this point. That would cut off the fuel and stop the income from coming in, because again, 36 now for the Allies. It's, sorry, I have to not say that. For the British in this game. So it looks like, at least in the beginning, the British are doing very well. But maybe things will slowly turn like they did in the Revolutionary War. Or maybe this will be or actually, you know what, the 1812 as well ended with a very substantial American victory, though technically that was slightly after the war because communications took so long, but still, hell of an American win. Was it in, oh god, I'm gonna butcher this. I think, was it in Battle of New Orleans? I want to make sure. But anyway, Royal Engineer having a rough time because Lieutenant's fully healed and has a close range weapon. Finally fires the flamethrower, but it's a bit too late. Wait, Lieutenant being burned now by the Universal Carrier. Both sent away. Okay, not too bad. Again, the riflemen do have AT grenades, so you need to watch out there. Anyway, sorry, the last thing is infantry company. So we also have something to counteract the sextants. So both can counteract with artillery fire or direct, or in this one has a direct strike option. Technically, you could call in a direct strike with the concentration barrage, and hope to God that the was it the additional artillery and the God, what am I forgetting? Airburst shells just take out some targets, but we'll see. Also, lastly, commando regiments, so heavy bombers. Anything else? Oh, okay, we do have a Calliope, so that's a good amount of rockets that the British will have a really tough time countering because they do not have a equivalent. They don't have a mattress, but AVRE could be just as good for blobs like this. American forces are definitely going in a blob, forcing right now Pyrrhic back. Having a rough time is British forces are trying to hold. That's a hell of a blob, and unfortunately just does not have the firepower. Do we have a flamethrower? That might be actually good to force him out of that, to keep forcing him back further. Anyway, MG, brought to you by the 50 cal, is suppressing the infantry section with the Universal Carrier, though flanking, forcing it back. Allied forces, God, American forces not done yet. They're still causing enough havoc that the British can't take it back, and technically, the British are, even though they do have a bit of a lead, are starting now to lose a bit of VP. So that's good. Again, if they want to stay in this fight, they need to do that. Again, we saw the Universal Carrier out. We saw the AEC. What do the Americans have in terms of armor? Well, it looks like a half-track with a mortar half-track is being brought to arms against the enemy, which is weird. Oh, no, it's not. It's smoke's being used by social credit. But I guess you did it to get closer, get around the MG, and hope to God that he can AT grenade the Universal Carrier, which looks like is very likely. Come on, Storm Tiger. Take the shot. Does take out the Universal Carrier. Holy God! That's a massive explosion. He hit the fuel tank right there, knocking out the vehicle, and yeah, forcing the Brits back. Down south, it's not much better. This position is actually a little bit easier because of this capture point, right? Because technically, if you look here, it like blocks the territory. So, if American forces have this, the Brits don't have that fuel. And if the American forces have this, it's also not great. Now it looks like things are slowly turning against the British. So again, good job by Social Credit and Sturm for the counterattack there. For Noob assisting them. And it looks like Blazing going solo, taking over the south. But I don't know how long he'll last. Right now we have Goldie coming on in. He has Brenz. which should deal enough damage long range to hopefully beat back not only the echelons, but any sort of counterattack, especially if he gets the cover. Those Brens really do shred infantry very effectively. Again, right now the British instance is on the move, but if they hold their lines, I think they'll be fine. Light American mine delays the AC, so it looks like we do have mine placements even for the Americans. Very important, because again, cheap, light mines, especially against vehicles that aren't as armored as, let's say, some of the German equivalents, could be very good. And again, we'll have to see how that fares. A half-track coming on in, suppressing, or trying to, he does suppress the infantry section. Again, 5-man squads try to make them equivalent to the riflemen in terms of as they slowly escalate with bars. But unfortunately, there's so much firepower, they got forced back. We do a small counterattack for the side, but I just see too much here and too many defenses that these forces are not going to do much. I can see him throwing, the artillery, right? Ambulance maybe was the focus. Looks like he took the brunt of the action. Barely got out of there, but it's going to be enough to where I think the, well, right here, we have the assault engineer can quickly heal it. So here's hoping it gets back to operational status soon. They did take the south, so the British doing better there. We have a Centaur. Do we have AT? We do. Just coming out. So right now, as long as the Centaur keeps its distance, he should be able to shred the American infantry. Unfortunately, he did not keep his distance. You need to socially distance from infantry with AT grenades in this game. He did not, and he got 2 AT grenades to the back, which unfortunately is broke its engine. Again, just under 75% would do that. I'm just bringing up to the point we turned away. Still, it's a little more injured. If they can keep it there, maybe they can bring up the M1 and neutralize it, but we'll see. Vet3 Rifleman, 15 kills. Solid stuff right there. MG, 17 kills. Not, man, as Cithro's like, hold on, you're not one-upping me. Social Credit's like, hey, listen, I have an AT gun, but what if I borrow yours? Thank you. And while the M1 fires from afar, we have a 6-pounder. Unfortunately, not able to turn and take that out, but can we finish off the Centaur? Juno's really trying to get out of there. American, I keep saying that. American infantry trying to push on in, but unfortunately so many of them got suppressed that they're in a full retreat. Nothing is guarding the AT guns and infantry-wise. It's just to say a half-track. If they got that 6-pounder, they could have easily pushed that back and maybe focus fire on the riflemen. Again, something to keep in mind. A half-track, though, slowly retreating, covering the... Not enough to cover the M1, and the British might be able to snag that or kill it with their own AT gun. Either way would be a big win for them. Again, if they cut off this, also a decent job, because again, less resources for the Americans. Also, we have AT. Man, I wonder who built that. The American tank traps, a classic. Yeah, Americans love building their tank traps, but hey, they block key areas, make it harder for the enemy to push. And in this case, if you can funnel the British into areas where it's more open ground and they don't have cover, specifically why he built the this, so that way the British couldn't use the cover to their advantage, could be pretty damn good. Universal Carrier on standby, still alive. We also have a Beaufort down south. So again, a lot of stuff. Blazing doesn't look like he has a lot of men, right? Not a lot of support, but he has a lot of manpower. 1,500, so maybe he's saving up for something big. Something very big, but we'll see. Have to see what he brings out. Let's see. Noob, again, has all of his men upgraded with bars, using Blazing's ambulance to heal on up. Again, does have an AT gun. Does Goldie. Oh, sorry, does Blazing. Yes, he also has an AT gun. Good. So it looks like all the Americans, for the most part, except for Social Credit now, have some sort of AT. Also, the Brits brought the M1 closer. Oh, there goes the infantry section. That's a big loss, being a Vet3 one with upgrades. Damn. All right. White Phosphorus coming down thanks to a howitzer. No. Is it this? Oh, I'm sorry. It was the mortar half-track. Because I don't think... No, he's not. And he's not Vet 1. So the howitzer can get a Vet 1. It's not in position, nor does it have the veterancy, so it can't be it. But the British are retaking some parts of the northern sector. To the best of their ability. I give credit for that Centaur. I truly thought it was going to die. Again, a lot of equipment here I think you should get back, but the Americans seem to be focusing more to the munition point, trying to stop Cithro from decapping it. Right now, VP-wise, again, things have slowly changed. We have the Americans now taking the lead by about 17 VP points. Good job there. Again, solid stuff at counteracting the British forces. Again, also getting those munitions. Right now, the British somehow have 52, where the Americans have 26. And I'm just going to chalk that up. Hold on. First off, let's see this battle. The Centaur opening fire on the rifleman. Grenades are thrown. The MG might live. That would... Okay, no. The rifleman put it down. Social credit. What do you do? Goes for it. Centaur could do a strafing run and just murder it. But I think he's just going to fire a point. Yep, there it goes. Smoke coming down. I guess they dropped that hoping for a retreat action. That did not happen. Firefly on the field. I think that's the first tank destroyer we've seen. Some high explosive shots being laid upon the Brits. Commando. Weird yet you drop the glider here because, again, you can reinforce and you can make commandos. Usually you move that a little closer to your base, Goldie, but we'll see. Maybe it's a top-tier strategy and it pays off very well. American forces looks like on standby, maybe waiting for heals or something, not sure. But Noob does go in against the commandos, has the bases to really back him up. So again, that should help suppress these forces, even good cover. Again, they start chaining. They're no longer being protected by the green cover. So if one gets suppressed, they all get suppressed. Let's see. What else do we got here? AC somehow still alive with 11 kills. Solid stuff right there. Truly thought this thing was going to die pretty quickly, but Pyric has done a very good job at keeping it alive, and that's actually could be a threat. M1 is going to fire on it, though. They counter, but... Oh, wait, double M1. Actually, this could be it. This could be over. Oh, very lucky that Hill took the shot. But the reason I say it could be big is because you have a light vehicle that can do quite a bit, maybe neutralize the ambulance, the half-track, just going around. A little more difficult because all the riflemen that could snare it, but still, if you could get through their lines, it could be very good. Blazing going 1919s, again, very good at treading along range, so a good counter to maybe some of the long-range fare that the Brits can use. And again, good cover and everything else. Plus, remember, the more the field is destroyed, the better the Brits are going to be. Because, again, they'll get their nice bonuses. Which, again, is plus 40% reload speed and 20% cooldown. Yeah. Or, you know, you get some of that. So, yeah, best to be in cover than not, as for the Brits. So, anyway. Brit forces looks like launching a counterattack for mid. They're trying to take it. It seems to be actually going well for the time being. Fighting position got smoked. Commando's holding fire. A little weird on that, Goldie. A little bit weird. Again, you have a small push along there. I wonder if he's going to throw a coordinate fire like here. Or trying to maybe... Or is he going to throw a grenade on the... He's throwing a gammon bomb on the ambulance. That's going to... Wait. Oh, wait. Oh, no, he just threw a normal grenade. I thought he was throwing a gammon bomb. I was like, no. AC trying to go for the dive. Very low on health. No effective snare, but luckily the M1 switched around. We do have something coming on in. That's mortar coverage. That's going to stop the healing and pretty much put sustained fire in this area. So, going to force Noob Dude and Blazing Fury to reposition their men. Unfortunately, the Brits were not able to capture mid, so don't expect a VP to start going down against the Americans. The British need to do something. Up north, the Americans took that territory, so it's even. Mortar fire comes on in, knocks out the 50. Again, still that 6-pounder here. I would try to take that again. It's a free AT gun. And right now, it's not like the Americans are lacking in armor. They're probably going to get a lot. Cromwell on the field. Holy crap. Junos may be lacking infantry from taking losses, but, oh wow, something just... Did a mine just detonate and hit the half-track? Or maybe he got hit by an AT grenade? Not sure. But it went down nonetheless. So that's, unfortunately, a big loss. Because, again, if you can keep AA alive, that can really help stop strafing runs and... or, you know, constant sorties in the area. So hopefully they can make the Americans have at least one AT gun, but we'll see. Right now we have fire, literal fire about to rain down here, which is interesting because hopefully it doesn't hit the AT gun. Maybe the Brits can take it. They're burning the forest. But, oh my lord, they stumbled upon a whole lot of Americans. Lots of AT grenades being thrown. Americans throwing everything they have at this sector. Fire here or support would be fantastic. Because, yeah, they pissed off the Hornet's Nest. And the Americans fought back with everything they had, killing a Cromwell and a Centaur, leaving Junos in a really sorry state, unfortunately, with only a handful of units to really defend his general area. American forces coming on in. As a counterattack, we already have Blazing here with 2,000 manpower, doing very good in that. No AT guns. The Universal Carrier has a little more wiggle room to fight in mid, using its flamethrower. Rifleman, again, solid stuff. We have, I think, average in the teens here, so pretty good. British forces lighting up the enemy. Commandos pushing on in. Again, infantry section doing their best. MG looks like might be taken out by the Americans if they focus. They will and neutralize Pyrrhic's MG. Also, Snare looks like hit that, which is unfortunate. Again, doesn't have that many kills, but you don't want to lose a unit. 3 AT guns. Okay, they have enough AT to deal with Churchills. Although, actually, I am curious how a base American AT gun will do against the Churchill. Anyway, they are covering well. Universal Carrier is Vet 3, so that will allow for, self-repair. So, that's pretty damn good in my opinion. So again, just like, oh, I'm going to slowly get the heck out of here and get back up to full strength. MG opens fire again, trying to keep them back. We have something coming on in. It's a strafing run. Not as effective as the Soviet one. I don't care for it as much. So, IL-2 Sturmeric run, great. American one, maybe not as great. Artillery, though, from Priest is lighting up this British forward assembly. So let's see. Where is that Priest? Here we go. Again, in a spot where it's going to be hard to deal with, but maybe the British can get behind the lines or call in a strike or something, or maybe out-arty it. Who knows? Right now, the mortar pit's under artillery fire. Massive American blob, and Calliope coming on in. So it looks like the Americans might try to point blank the British if possible. The blob is advancing. The British throwing a grenade. Unfortunately, the assault officer does dodge. Artillery is hitting this. Nice grenade, but I think the British might be in harm's way. Again, Sexton trying to get point blank shots. It looks like it is causing some damage along with the British up on the high ground. Unfortunately, it looks like the mortar pit will fall. But they're still doing decently well. Also, I just realized there's a cache here. Maybe stop a decap and allow them to keep the fuel. But, yeah, we have the munition cache here and a munition cache over here. But the Americans have a fuel cache being set up in the back. And and another fuel cache here. So that's interesting. Again, overall, Americans having a real rough time with resources. The Brits are doing very well at holding the fuel and, again, having a lead in munitions. Not having complete dominance, but as with this being not taken over by the Americans, they're about 26 compared to the British 57. But let's see what maybe some American ingenuity can do. Let's see, Americans right now averaging quick cap would probably be upper 50s. British, I mean, Junos is really bringing them down, but he's bringing up something that'll bring them up to like upper 30s. Yeah, it's not great. I would say like low 50s, maybe. Probably, okay, with the firefight stuff, maybe upper 50s with the average, but we'll see. Again, the Rifleman blob fully vetted, just shredding the Brits is really something Junos needs to worry about. Or maybe his team, maybe do some coordination, try to deal with that. Calliope, close to the front, gets hit by, oh, an AT gun. 6-pounder hit it. Blazing trying to go for a big shotgun approach. Unfortunately, got a little too close for comfort. Will finally fire and hit the Brits, but air support's coming on in. British forces being hammered by the rockets. Unfortunately, losing a lot of his infantry to that Calliope and infantry push. Universal Carrier might die as well. Does die! Another massive explosion. Commando bombing run inbound. What the hell? Alright. The British called in the bombing run, but I think the target was more here, not up there. But maybe it was to keep the remaining Allied forces back. I don't see any Allied bodies, so I don't think the Americans took really that many casualties from that approach. If anything, Goldie Okay, yeah, both Goldie and Pyrrhic are having a real rough time with their approach. Nice grenade, though, from the infantry section. 6-pounder as well, still providing support with the Boffer. Maybe not the best, but it's something. Still have the Vickers and everything else. They're doing what they can. Up north, a Comet and a Firefly. Where's the American armor? Again, we have this Sherman, which is a bulldozer variant. We have a Calliope. We have... Wait, do we not have a... Did the Sexton die? I think the Sexton might have died. Oh! Okay, so maybe counterfire or something killed the Sexton. Very nice. Alright, so the British are not letting the Americans have the artillery edge. And they're making sure they put that down pretty quick. Again, British trying to decap the munition point. Middle VP is is pretty much secure. It's still neck and neck, but the Brits do have a small lead. Great shot with the Sexton as well. Hitting the howitzer. Noob needs to separate his howitzers, otherwise it makes them a prime target for a Priest barrage, and one of them took it directly to the face. Infantry section lighting up the rifleman, trying to hold that point. Nice shot with the M1. Hits the Firefly. Counterattack by Social Credit and by Sturm Tiger, doing what they can to hold on, to take a fuel. Any fuel that they can possibly muster to get that armor. Because again, looks like Social Credit did save up for the Pershing. Again. Wait, is that Gammon Bomb? Ladies and gentlemen, I think that was a Gammon Bomb. I think that was. Oh boy. Major moving on in. British forces as well. I mean, the Royal Engineer probably will. Yeah, they do. That's enough. The Americans are out, and the British will hold this fuel. God, this is actually like starting to like remind me of like Revolutionary War, being like, ah, yes, the British with all the resources available, the British Empire, fighting off the you know, the revolutionaries in the Americas. Oh, come on, we can easily beat them. But even with all that, American forces down on fuel and munitions is still putting up a hell of a fight. Bombing, although the British bombers are inbound, and I'm not sure where they're coming up. They're coming up on the hill. I have no idea why they're coming up on this location. The AT gun is next to it, and it doesn't even care. If anything, maybe like back here or further in the back to force the Americans retreat or die in engagement. Oh, that... Man, say goodbye, Goldie. That was a very good unit, too. Can they snag that Bren? British infantry are like, nope, we're going to grab it, and goodbye. I would run. All right, Pershing's on the field. Maybe, I'm actually kind of curious to see how it does against the Comet, but I think the Fireflies should have enough firepower to easily hold it back. Also kind of curious to see how it does against the infantry. Grenade is thrown. Major's very low. Oh. But unfortunately, all the infantry did get pushed back. Captain, also fell back. Interesting. Again, constant allied attacks, but they can't grab a fuel. Again, it's not looking good. British now have control of both munitions. 63 munitions per turn. 36 fuel. And right now, the one thing is the British population. Their army size is, I would say, low 60s, right? Oh, Calliope firing, hitting the hill. Some of the rockets finally got through, hitting the Brits, wiping 2 squads. Exactly what they needed. Okay, I'm definitely saying, wait, mid-60s. That's like mid-50s. So I would say upper 50s maybe. American forces are actually doing better. Hot damn, they are averaging probably low 70s to upper 60s. Which, either way, as long as they keep getting good hits like that, I don't think the British can keep holding. Where is the AVRE? That's probably the only thing I could think of that might. Oh, Junos doesn't have the resource for it. Strafing support coming on in. Rockets hitting the Pershing. Pershing going through literal fire to get to the enemy. It looks horrifying with that shark face, but by God, the Americans are pressing. Even with the British air support. British forces pushing on in against the Royal Engineer, trying to kill it, unable to. Looks like the Croc is now coming on in. American forces retreat. We have some bazooka teams taking the Comet, but some strafes did hit the American infantry. Again, the Americans do not have planes of their own like that, like sortie to call in. They have like a run, but they don't have like something that's just going to keep doing damage and fly around. So that is something. I mean, like P-47s, the American infantry is good. Really just comes down to how they're using the commander. Great shot. All right. So right now the Brits have a lead of roughly 80 VPs. Resource-wise, if the Americans can get this back, that'll be a nice win. They are getting back at least 1 munitions, so that's good. British are getting out, again, more heavy armor, which we can see. So, again, not a great sign. Goldie has a Firefly. We have another Comet in the south. No Churchills so far. At least base Churchill, not Croc Churchills, just base Churchills. So Comets seem to be the name of the game. Let's see. Again, I'm so curious to see how the M1s do against this thing. Do they still have a lot of M1s? Social Credit has lots of infantry, my lord. Again, Pershing's back up. Has a Ranger Bazooka squad. So, should be coming for engagement. Hold on. Big battle. Comet advancing. Knocks out the Sherman. Jackson. No, I'm sorry. M10 under fire now from Firefly. We do have the armor company's use of the 240 coming down, forcing the British back. Under heavy bombardment, they're going to retreat from that advance. Yeah, probably good idea. They did some decent damage against Blazing and Noob, but Blazing and Noob both have the manpower, so they're good to send in the men. Where the Brits are a little bit more lacking in that regard. So yeah, this is actually really fitting the Revolutionary War. This is great. I love it. Anyway, Pershing trying to cover the retreating American forces as they tried to push up, but a Croc burned them alive and sent them back. Again, we have Echelon and Major coming on in with a 50 cal suppressing the assault officer with 23 kills. Very nice. Croc, though, moving on in. Let's see how this behemoth does. Although he's keeping it back. Wait, Pershing moving on in. But backed by a Firefly. I don't see the Pershing gaining much headway. Double M1s, though. Maybe not. British forces are bringing up some infantry. We'll try to counteract some of those bazooka teams. Great shots by the M1 and bazooka. Brings the Firefly down about 30% of its health. Comet advancing on the Calliope. Again, Blazing was being very ballsy with his Calliope to rocket the Brits. But the Brits may want revenge. He does have emergency war speed. He could advance and just, well, cut through. But again, the artillery requires 2 shots, not 1. So it's not a Warford, it's not a Stuka. It's a little bit harder to neutralize some of those artillery pieces. Artillery is coming on in. On both sides. Again, Howitzer was lost, but oh my lord. So many Royal Engineers. So many British forces lost to rockets. They really want those Calliopes gone. Again, 15 kills and no vet 1. Surprised. Infantry section trying to hold out what's left. Again, there is a free Bren right there, but it looks like the Americans might take it. Firefly pushing back the Sherman. Again, Americans now are down about 120 VP points, where they need some sort of major counterattack. Or maybe just keep doing what they're doing, because except for Sithro, most of the Brits are at like half their population, where the Americans are currently a little bit closer to about, we'll say on average, 3/4 of their population on the field, right? So, hold on. Trying to heal the Croc, fortunately got snared. Flamethrower did burn away a lot of the Americans. Fireflies are counteracting the Pershing, and Centaur is charging. Interesting move. Maybe trying to wipe some American riflemen on retreat. Americans did take the Star, which is now turning the tide and making the British start counting down on their VPs. Resource-wise, it still hasn't been amazing. Americans have gotten a little better with fuel, knocking out the Brits down to 29, but wait, no. British are down to 47. They lost one. No, they're regaining a munition point. Oh, it's maybe because of the capture points and maybe the cache? They did lose a cache down here, so that's at least something. Again, every little bit of manpower you can drain from the Brits, it does affect them because they are a little bit more manpower heavy sort of commander. Hold on. Gavin bomb thrown, but I don't think it's going to do It gets like 2 models. Actually, surprise. Yeah, sends it back. Strafing support coming on in. No, this is bombers. Why the bombers? So many bombing runs. Like, did they take lessons from the Battle of Britain and be like, oh, remember the Germans didn't really hit any part of the map that was strategically important consistently? What if we do that against the Americans? Yeah, because there's not much, unless the whole goal of that bombing run was just to make them run. But, okay. If that's the case, you succeeded. The Americans are back at base, but I don't think you got any kills with that. If anything, right now the Americans are securing the northern sectors, and I think they're probably going to hold this a little better now, since both Cicero and Junos have taken some, especially Junos, taken some heavy hits. But again, Cicero, even though he's taken a bunch of licks, he keeps coming back. And again, he has some decent veteran units that I'm not going to discount, at the very least. But we'll see. We'll have to see what happens. Again, perfect target is use recon and identify this. And before someone says, the British don't have they have recon. They have, again, the recon for commanders. But if we just go to the British forces, assault officer, vet 1, recon sweep. You can see it, hardy it, take it out. Oh, we do have a Churchill. Goldie got himself a Churchill. Okay. And immediately, somehow blows up its engine. Just incredible stuff right there. I'm assuming a mine or something. Maybe a British mine did that. I'm not sure. I don't see any British mines, but maybe an American mine. I don't know. Something knocked out its engine in a single blow. I'm thinking it's friendly fire because he also didn't take that much damage. Comet moving on in against that. Again, white phosphorus could be dropped on that blob. They're all concentrated. It would be perfect. Again, Jackson returns fire. Not that much damage. All things considered, that did not do as much damage as I really thought it needed to. It is, okay, that did it. American infantry, though, taking a lot of heavy hits. Can the Brits launch a fierce counterattack? Well, they're definitely not. They're on the back foot up north. The Americans starting to gain more of an edge, forcing them back. Can they at least maybe neutralize the Firefly? Misses the shot. Bazooka teams, again, even more, being deployed by social credit. Sturm Tiger with his Jackson and Rifleman are trying to hold back the Brits. His Jackson gets a great shot on the Firefly. With Bazooka teams, bring it down a little bit more. Jackson. Hold on. Universal Carrier maybe died. Not sure. No, wait, wasn't that the Americans? So, I'm not entirely... Something got neutralized. Sorry, I've been paying attention north. The Sturm Tiger might have lost something. Oh! He got snared! Alright. Fierce British counterattack? Maybe. Pershing trying to get the hell out of there. Does have a decent movement to it. And again, he has a good retreat path. But will it be enough? Even with the damage engine, he's edging his way out. Hold on. We have a Jackson going deep. Destroyed 2 vehicles. Did he? Oh! He went after the Sextons. And now back behind the lines, a lot of the vehicles are healing. Unable to fire. Firefly might die. Oh my lord. Hell of a dive by Noob Dude. And actually might escape. Oh wait. AT gun might have screwed him. War speed, run! And yeah, he survived! The M10 that could! Although it looks like Pyrrhus, you're like... Is there a Sexton that can fight? There's one. Greyshot immediately is like, this is mine now. Also blazing, not a huge population. I think it's just one unit's, you know, decrewed, but still. Hot dang. Fire coming down to try to stop the point cap, but still manages to get it. Artillery's coming this sector. Looks like AT guns got neutralized. So at least that's something they killed. Average for the Brits all over the place. I would say like upper 50s. Meanwhile, we have like, again, all crash over here. So strafe support being shot down. British looking at like 60s. They just bombed their own men! Oh my god. Sir, we have them! We have the armor! We just launched the bombers! Do you know those were our tanks? Now we do, sir. Now we do. Yeah, and because of the damage they took, they were not able to kill the Comet. The American Comet. That's so dumb. But I will say the Brits did manage to take back mid, which is starting to bring down the Americans a little bit, but we'll see how they fare with the Ranger blob moving on in. Something's coming in the north. That would be a perimeter overwatch. Oh, that's everywhere. Strafing support. Rockets. And Strafe did not do as much as they probably wanted, but the Americans are pulling back. That might allow the Brits to capture some of this northern territory. Down south, they're trying to get this Comet operational. Explosions everywhere, probably from Gammon bombs. Artillery gets a great shot on the rifleman. Pershing up to 26 kills, showing it's damn good at killing British forces. Artillery comes on in, driving the Rangers away. MG opposition needs to refocus. Blazing's trying to launch, but oh my god, Blazing, 3,000 manpower. I'm sure he is the biggest army of the game. Well, if you think 38's the highest, no, that would actually be Noob Dude with over 101. Again, doing pretty well, things considered. Again, Cithro still has a solid force. I think he lost the Firefly, but now got a second Comet. And so is the Croc with 38 kills. Again, lots of good veteran units. Rifleman pushing with the Bren. That has to be an insult. Get out of here. Give us our weapons back. Hold on. Maybe a counterattack. We have M10. We got Sherman. The Bulldozer. Pershing. Jackson. Croc taking hits, though. A lot of hits. It's down to about, what, 40%? 25%? Again, trying to use those extra damaging rounds. Hot! God! Alright, AVRE just blew up a lot of the American forces. Firefly might die. Firefly's gonna die. Oh, no, not decrewed! Oh my god, no. Well, the American forces, while running to it, are burning to death. They do kill it, because they realize they can't take it. They don't want the Brits to. The Brits did capture the territory, and right now, it looks like Pyrrhic is doing what he can to keep, Blazing tied down in this sector. That way he can't go and assist in other regions. We do have like Jackson that dived in. If they direct fire, they do, and they kill it. So, Storm Tiger's dive was not as effective as he wanted it to be. But hey, that's fine. Again, great job there by Cithro neutralizing that force and keeping the Americans at bay for a little bit more time. Again, as much as I want to say Blazing is like, oh my god, he has so much manpower. The Americans probably have manpower too, right? No, they actually don't. They're scraping the barrel right now. Also, the Comet and possibly AVRE are just going to shred this American infantry. Oh, no. If he does this right. Okay. They are spreading out. Rail engineers are pushing against the Ranger blob. They were like, oh, shoot. Our bazookas are... they don't affect this infantry. White phosphorus hitting it and then just kills it. Was that... Oh, it's the high explosive rounds. The delayed fuse landed on the tank and, wow, did a fantastic hit. Okay, so down south, Pyrrhic and Goldie looks like are healing, but not much competition in their way. If anything, I could see the Americans being in such a bad spot if they push up in this sector. If the British push up into the center of the American territory, I don't know. Looks like a lot of the Americans are now focused here. It's nothing stopping Goldie from marching in and killing these positions. And hopefully killing the support equipment. It's do or die now for the Americans. But I think that Pershing has just walked into a trap. AVRE can fire. It will, if the Pershing allows him the opportunity. Artillery is coming down, and it's more of the high explosive shells. But whatever, he's using it well. Oh, he stuns the Pershing! Comet diving! Cithro might be able to neutralize the Pershing! I think a grenade just got stuck on there. Does nothing, but still hilarious. Bounces off the front. Comet bounce, interesting. Half-track dies, though. Okay, and Pershing lives. It's close. Now we have, again, counterattack by American forces. New dude launching his Jackson and his Comet. Oh, God. At the Brits. Using everything he has to keep them at bay. Diving right in front of the Firefly to keep it stuck while the M1 fires from afar. Again, Comet being forced away. Again, doing an excellent job with additional rounds that will penetrate. Again, they're trying to battle for the VP, but that's going to be very difficult. Where's the AVRE? Oh, okay. It's just chilling. That would be a fantastic AVRE shot. I'm sorry, but okay, he sees that too. Juno's calling in strafing support. Again, those planes have not been quite as effective as I want them to be, but I think it just is annoying. Oh, okay, never mind. I think they just really messed up those echelons. But luckily, AA for the Americans shoot them down pretty quick. AVRE might nope, he completely whiffs it. Does give to Vet 1 though, so I guess that does make the AVRE a bit more of a substantial threat. Croc is about to die with 50 kills. Decrewed again! Oh, Bomber's coming on in. Oh! Oh, this could be big. Oh, it's just out of range! Oh my God. That American staring at the face of death and laughing. Holy crap, the bombers were so close to killing so many American forces. That's hilarious. Okay, but they're still here. Is there a sexton left? Hold on, there's a dive going in. Oh, American forces just intertwined with the British armor. There is a sexton. If I'm this sexton, I'm targeting this. That's a great hit. AVRE tried to hit something, missed again. Could be snared, but unfortunately Storm Tiger does not have the resources. Social Credit has munitions, but again, he doesn't really have doctrine that's designed to use it, like except for, of course, Rangers get bazookas. But it's not like a strafe sport where you're calling in airstrikes constantly. That's not the case. And he rarely uses smoke. More likely, I'm assuming he's just using the howitzer's white phosphorus, or maybe just popping smoke from his med. Or allowing the Comet to use white phosphorus on his Storm Tiger's med. Whatever he chooses, you know. AVRE backing on up. Comet's healed. Both Comets are healed. Jackson open to keep his distance to wear down the armor. Again, if he hits it and it snares the Comet, could be a win. In mid, we have a battle between a Comet and a Sherman. Jackson as well keeping it back. We have a double Firefly coming along the side. Could flank the armor if they have sight, which Pyrrhic is about to provide. Up north, armor is still a bit disorganized, but at least it's enough to cause the Americans grief, and again, it's going to be curious to see if the Americans can hold on. American armor got pushed back by the Fireflies. British providing recon for these allies to keep firing downrange. Again, good job, Pyrrhic. Now Goldie can light that sucker up. He might hit the Calliope if he can see it. Hold on, can you see it? Nope. He missed. God, if he only knew how close he was to hitting the Calliope. Fireflies, though, still hitting most of the armor. There's still a lot of, like, American armor that could cause havoc, but hell of a shot. Fireflies neutralized the American tank destroyer. So Jackson pulls back. Calliope firing point blank on the Churchill. And the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air. Gave proof that Churchill was still there. Yeah, I know it's 1812, but still. Anyway, Jackson trying to finish it off, not able to. Grenade doesn't finish off the captain, though also close. Churchill very low. Blazing wants the kill at all costs. Comet now coming on in. Firefly so ripping through its armor. Might kill it. Comet going in for the kill. Firefly actually takes it. Possible snare on that Comet? We do, but I don't think that Jackson wants to commit. It's too much. The British are too powerful in mid, and they've gotten their army in. They've landed. Junos is still having a rough time. He lost his tank destroyer, but his Aphyria is still kicking along with some infantry. Whatever. But beyond him, the remaining, like, Brits are averaging, like, low 80s? Probably, yeah. I would say low 80s. Now, unfortunately, when you combine him, no offense, you probably are averaging low 70s to upper 60s. The Americans, though, even with all their losses, they're still averaging, like, low 70s. So it's still a pitched battle. But the British are doing a better job at holding the VPs and causing havoc. Now, this is something interesting. The Major went down to stop the decap of this territory. That's currently stopping the Americans from hemorrhaging, which is fine. And the positioning makes it harder for the Brits to engage, because if they go in that deep, they can be flanked by all these Americans. So it's a good strat by Social Credit. Rangers, though, coming. Retreat immediately. They're like, oh, I'm not dealing with AVRE. We're good. We're not that good. But now they have to retreat there. And if the British can identify that target, they could bomb it. Or, you know, mass armor charge it. Comets are launching a fierce volley of fire on the rifleman. That squad might die. I think it, yeah, it does. Storm Tiger loses the unit. Unfortunately, again, has a little bit to get a new squad or maybe another armored unit, but still not the best. Again, Juno sees to stop losing men. Luckily, he's going to probably pull that back. Aviary repositioning to hit the Rangers, which again could hit from afar if they get sight. Meanwhile, Calliope does fire in the mid, hitting some of the Brit forces, which are withdrawing. 17-pounder setup. I didn't even think about that, but yeah, that's a big uh-oh. Because, again, the Calliopes need to focus on it, or the Priest. Which, by the way, where are you? Priest, where are you? I skipped you. Okay, you have 7 kills. 1 vehicle. That's pretty good. Oh, Aviary! Oh, it's about to die. Pershing going in for the kill, but now they have 3 units fired. That, bounce. That. Oh, damn. Actually, I actually think that might be worse for the American a little bit, because remember the entire time. Oh, okay. Social Credit actually does have a lot of fuel, so actually that's good, but not a lot of manpower. Juno's a decent amount of fuel, not as much, but. I guess technically it's a smaller army, so we can get it faster, but yeah, I'll say it's even. I'll say that they both are seriously low on manpower. Cithro doing his best with what he has, still keeping Social Credit and Storm Tiger tied down. And unfortunately, as much as I think Blazing and Noob want to help hold and take that sector, they have to take mid. Right now, it's literally 1 in 4, right? It's a 1 in 4 difference, rough almost. Between the Americans and the Brits. Artillery hitting mid, causing all sorts of havoc. MG trying to suppress the riflemen. Man, taking a lot of shots to do it. Finally does. Artillery stowing mid. British need to just get on that point and stop him. Or, you know, just get a comet there too. But throws grenade. Artillery hits the unit repositioning. Sexton firing farther. Where's that one hitting? Oh! He's trying to counteract the, wait, is he trying to counteract the priest? I'm not sure if he's counteracting the priest or just killing the cash, but he's trying to do something. Lots of Jacksons, and, there's Calliope there too. Comet backing up. Again, no real AT by, Pyric. Needs to get it. Goldie has Fireflies, but again, might have a bit of an issue as the riflemen tear down his 6-pounder. MG under Calliope fire should go down. Battle in the north between Comets and the Rangers. Rangers being hit by the white phosphorus, being worn down. Comets take a number of bazooka shots, even with the additional bonuses those bazookas like have. It's just not enough. Like, goddamn, Comet is just bouncing off the Comet's front armor. All right, we might have an allied counterattack. Hold on, we have American forces with recon, I believe. Yep, thanks to Blazing. Though he does now have a lot of resources, so if he's expecting to use like additional rounds, it's gonna be close. Here come the, oh god, assault engineers with a bazooka, because why not? Bombers arrive in mid. Again, I question the bombers. They just killed his own men! Oh my lord. Man, when they say strategic bombing in World War II was off, I had no idea that they were this off. And holy mackerel. CoH2 being extra realistic by you called in around the enemy base and somehow your men are bombed. Alright, Churchill with this, which again does affect the accuracy and, you know, effectiveness of the Churchill, but whatever. They can take the hits. Jackson goes down, so it's actually a loss for social credit. Again, losing a lot of his best units. Still has some, but again, still not great. Wait, hold on. Noob dude coming down the flank. Firefly trying to hold him back. Again, we could see an AVR here soon. Comets on standby, though. 3 Comets, although we have 3 Jacksons. Firefly, pretty weak, all things considered. Damn, a lot of shots, but Rifleman taking it like a champ. They have the British weapons. They're doing the Kung Fu Panda 2 thing where they're dodging the shots right in front. Or I guess you could say the Last Jedi thing. Whatever thing where you have a bunch of people firing at one person, he's blocking all the shots. Whatever you want to add to it. Anyway. Comets hit the whole line, but bazooka teams from the Rangers actually force it back. Hold on. Down south, Churchill might be in harm's way as Jackson's dive on it. Do get a good shot on the Churchill does pen that Jackson pretty effectively. Firefly coming up to assist. Oh, 2 actually. Comet and Firefly on standby. Up north, a whole lot of forces over here. Artillery raining down on the 6-pounder. Air support coming on in. British diving in deep, about to be grenaded. Gaming bomb being thrown! Oh no, Sturm! Sturm lost a lot of men. Air support hitting the Sherman. Plane goes down too. Allied forces trying to reorganize their men, but again, middle's now being taken. Wait, Churchill being hit by so many bazookas might kill it if they get a little more firepower. But Americans have the edge in the front line. Oh wait, no, Riflemen retreated. Rangers aren't that great against infantry, but they can still fight this armor. Smoke comes down. Who called in the smoke? Well, they direct fired straight through, so I'm assuming the British did it to protect themselves. Did not work out. Calliope firing in mid, trying to stop the Brits from capping it. They killed the Vet 3 unit, which was Pyrrhic's. Pyrrhic, that was his best unit. Oh my god, I'm sorry. That's just unfortunate. Firefly trying to stop 1 Jackson, but there are 3, and that Comet is definitely dead. Churchill doing, I guess it was dropping smoke for its retreat, but yeah, that didn't help. Combined Jackson effort might overwhelm this Firefly. Pyrrhic losing all of his armor, unfortunately. Goldie is probably the only one left in the south that can effectively counter, but don't piecemeal it, especially when they have 4 Jacksons to 2 Fireflies. We might see a British throw right now. What are they doing? They must not believe that the Americans have so many men, but they're shooting at you! Artillery is currently hitting the Jacksons, though, dead on. Another Firefly goes down. Jackson very low. Artillery's hitting all of them, forcing them back. This Jackson's diving in. Maybe with the British they have it. Up north, White Phosphorus sends the Rangers packing. They have the VPs. Comets trying to kill the American infantry, but again, you have those Jacksons, which if they get healed up pretty quick, they can come back with force. I'm seeing a lot of like careless British plays. Like they truly think like, yes, the Americans have to be close to defeat. Well, unfortunately to burst your bubble, but the Americans, I know we decrewed a lot of guys, but like, the Americans are probably averaging upper 70s at least. Whereas the British are like, what, mid-60s? And they're still taking heavy casualties. And it looks like the American counterattack worked. They stopped, I mean, it's still not great. It's like 1 and 3.5 in terms of the point spread in VPs. But the Americans are stopping the Brits right now from capturing the VP, which is critical Although it looks like Goldie's like, alright, mass produce the Fireflies. We're going in, tank destroyers and all. Meanwhile, British forces diving on in, calling artillery at this key position. Fire's coming down on this now with British artillery. Ambulance even got decreased. Ambulance might burn to death. American forces giving chase. Again, they should hold the north just fine. Again, what's Junos looking at? Junos, again, really having that rough time. Comet Line trying to hold back the American infantry. Man, they have 54 kills, but I feel like they're not doing as much. But whatever. At least some of the Comets are doing work. Moving up, trying to counteract the Rangers. They're firing from afar. I forgot about the mortar pit, but it doesn't have that many kills, so it hasn't done all that much. In a full retreat, they'll go here and then walk back to the ambulance. Again, they're trying to take this point to put the pressure on. If they decap it, they would stop the major from, they would stop the bleed. Oh, God. They would bring it down to where the Americans start losing VPs. But last, it looks like we have the major to thank for the decap, and as well, Noob Dude coming on in to drive the Comets away. Still alive, though. They cannot kill these Comets in the north. They've, again, Sithro's done such a good job keeping them alive. Firefly being chased, though, by the Jackson. The Jackson kill it. Yes! Knocks out the Vet 3 Firefly. Juno's losing, at this point, all of his men. Calliope coming in clutch, hitting the Royal Engineers, stopping the repairs, causing heavy losses for Sithro. He can replenish, but can he though? Actually, just lost the Comet. They're still being lit. Jacksons are trying to focus on them. British forces are counterattacking. Looks like Blazing's taking a number of those hits, and I don't think they can last for too long. And also, mid is firmly under Goldie and Pyrrhic's control. But the north, with Noob Dude coming on in, and looks like a new Pershing. Very nice. I don't know. Heavy bombers coming on in. This is a very trafficked area, driving the Jacksons away. Again, might have been better here. Stop the advance up to the VP. Sexton coming on in. Bombers laying down all sorts of fire. Not close enough to do anything too major. Sherman goes down. Rifleman being held back. Grenade being thrown on him. Hurts some of the Rifleman forces. Again, decent kill counts around. Upper teens to the mid-20s, it looks like. They managed to take mid, though. Kill another Vet 3 British squad. Oh! But the Sexton knocks out that Rifleman. Big hit for Noob. Again, we're down to 44 VPs for the Americans, holding on to dear life for victory. Meanwhile, the Brits have 160 plus points, 170, 175 around there. Again, solid stuff. Fireflies opening fire on the Jackson, forcing that thing back. Again, not able to cap it, unfortunately. Artillery was too much. Point blank Sextons have done wonders. Good job, Pyrrhic. Excellent work. Oh, Firefly's diving. Still a lot of Jacksons, though. Even more along the side. Goldie might have overestimated the American forces in the sector. Unfortunately, where's 6-pounder? Oh, another Firefly coming on in. Bazooka team coming on as well. They might be able to take mid. Up north, it was kind of like in a whole situation. I love how it's perpetually because this thing is just perpetually at that stake. God damn it. It's making fun of a lot of the British. Croc's here, but does he have... Oh, he does have some fire support. Oh, as he burns down the Rifleman. Very nice. Literally, they are done from fire. One squad goes down, Vet 3. MG trying to hold back the assault engineers, suppressing them. Can he do that in time to stop? We'll see. Centaur trying to stop him as well. Looks like it's enough, and he might lose the squad. Good shot. Oh my lord. So much damage. Artillery fire hitting the whole area. Jackson's lighting up that croc, forcing it back. American forces taking mid. Artillery fire, though. I mean, commandos help kill that rifleman squad. Again, big hit for Blazing, but again, he has nearly 4,000 manpower. Holy crap. Hold on. Is there caches? Goldie, I swear. Goldie! Not Goldie, sorry. I'm yelling at the wrong person. Blazing! Blazing, where are the caches? Where are the caches, Blaze? I mean, to be fair, it's close to the front. I get it. But, oh my god. Oh my god. He better be the guy that's like, anytime that you need something, he's like, fine, I'll replenish it. Hold on, Firefly might snipe the Pershing. He's not moving. I don't know what the hell he's doing. Comet's pushed north. They didn't do anything to that Major. Jackson barely alive. Nice snipe by Goldie. Sorry, Goldie, for yelling at you earlier. You can't hear me, but still. Great hit on Blazing's Firefly. That man flew through the air. Oh my god, it's nearly 10-to-1 odds in the VPs. But lots of rockets. It's literally a fierce American counterattack with assault engineers and Jacksons forcing the Brits away. Though they still have plenty of forces that could maybe snipe. Hold on. Air support? No? What is... Oh, it's British artillery. All the British Fireflies are weak and out of position. They need to focus. But they're out. Bombers coming in on that. Okay. That's not a terrible idea. Right now you need anything you have to force those guys back. Artillery's hitting it. Jackson decrewed by artillery. Jackson still trying to do damage. Almost killed Centaur. Artillery knocks out one. Hold on. Oh my god, they actually hit a target! They were dead on that, Jackson! Finally! Goldie, you hit something with your bombers! I'm so happy for you, man. I'm so happy. I mean, everything's on fire, but you hit something with your bombers. It's literally like an anime arc. You can see it. You can see the progression, and finally, at the end, we got the hit with the bombers. Knocking out a Vet 3 Jackson, neutralizing pretty much all new dude's forces in terms of heavy tank destroyers. Or sorry, not heavy tank destroyers, just tank destroyers. Comet's still alive? Wait, is it the Vet 3 one? Oh my god, Vet 3 with 59 kills. Commandos dropping in hot, trying to hold on to that position. They need to take it if they want to win this game. Unfortunately, again, British averaging, I would say, mid-60s, right? Allies are, again, might be skewed because American forces healing or something, so take that what you will. But it's pretty much neck and neck, I would say. Maybe low 60s, upper 50s. Recon pass overhead. Again, looks like Junos is firmly in mid with Churchill being made. Calliope firing. Blazing's launching everything he has to stop the British from taking mid and causing massive amount of damage with Priest fire. Thanks to Storm Tiger. Again, Vet 3. Can't discount that. Oh my god, Commandos got hit in the back of the head with a rocket. American counterattack is fierce. I honestly have no idea who's going to win this. This is amazing. Oh, wait, Gibbon Bomb. Heavy damage. Americans down 2 models, and they managed to hold on to the point. Centaur lighting him up. 240 coming on in. Again, great shots with the bulldozer against him. Jackson being lit by Fireflies as the Americans try to take the position. British forces, though, rushing on in. Sexton's lighting up that position. Thanks. Pyrrhic is trying. No, they might be a Pyrrhic victory where they lose so many men, but they do take the point. Allied forces, I'm sorry, American forces pushing in everything they have. Pershings, Jacksons, Shermans, assault engineers, everything in the mid. Up north, Comets finally realized the Major. So the VP's allowed to be captured. Oh my god, send the men. Send the men! Wait. Could he just use this? He might. He actually might be able to use that. Alright, middle is still held by the Brits. Assault engineers trying their best. Allied force taking heavy losses. They might have enough. They outlasted the Brits, and they took that area. Goldie losing so many men. He's down to a single Firefly and a hand. Like, yeah, that mortar pit's probably the best thing he has to try to hold mid. But last row engineers are taking the north. They'll have to send up men, but I don't think they have the tanks and the infantry to launch a second continuous assault in another sector. Assault engineer taking heavy hits on the retreat. British launching all their recovery engineers, trying to take that point with everything they have. It might just be enough. It might just be enough to take it. We have GGs. Is that? Oh, and all the Calliopes fire. Oh my god, I love this. The plane landing as rockets firing on the position. That's incredible. The driver, the person on the glider is like, oh shoot, dodge, and dodges right as the rockets come in. That's pretty incredible. But yeah, Brits won. Brits beat the Americans. So long the Brits have been the short end of the stick as being the worst American, the worst allied faction, but not today. They managed to win the game against the USF. So great job to the British forces in that game. Even if some of your airstrikes were not as effective as they could be, still, wonderful job. Top damage goes to Noob Dude, who is Skippy FX. Thank you, Skippy, for supporting my channel and doing all sorts of stuff. So thank you. And again, if you don't subscribe, or you've not subscribed to Skippy FX, please go check him out. But pretty much this is his crew and friends. We Blazing, Sturm Tiger. Again, I believe this is Major Bones, and then everyone else is pretty much who they are. Yeah. Anyway, right now, top kills. That is close. We have 3 people within 7, by the way. Sorry, let me get to a better angle. Yeah, we have 3 people within 7 kills. But, alas, Blazing took the lead, and that might be from his Calliopes. But we'll see. Sithro, top damage. Again, his comets, fantastic. I probably those are the kill counts, but his infantry section, I think he had a lot of recovery engineers. Anyway, Pyrrhic, I thought Sextons were pretty on top of things. But yeah, overall, let's double check to see how things fared per person. Jackson's, of course. Great dives, by the way, by Noob Dude. Again, Skippy, I thought, did a great job with his either the Wolverine or the Jackson. Either way, I thought he did a really good job at trying to counteract the British forces. Blazing, again, we can see here also a Jackson's, but not nearly enough damage compared to another American. Sturm Tiger, again, also up there. American infantry, 1 off from 117. Gonna hold that against you, Sturm Tiger, but still lots of kills. Do they have kills over here? No kills there. No kills there. Let's see. Social credit, lots of death. Pershing was actually top. Okay, and to be fair, that's pretty good considering he had only 2 Pershings. So again, really solid stuff there. Let's double check the Brits. Junos, a little bit more of a mixed bag. Junos, you took a lot of heavy losses. I'm not gonna lie, but I still thought you did okay. All things considered. You definitely try to hold your side, maybe a little more preservation, but overall, I think you did a good job. But I think what really helped you was Sithro. Sithro, 114 kills. Again, 3 off from a better number, but whatever. Again, 38,000 damage for Comets. Wonderful job. Only 1 of them was lost, which is even more insane to think about. Pyrrhic, again, destroyed so many vehicles and infantry with his Sextons. Again, his Comets were not as good. Again, as we can see here, not nearly as good as Sithro, but still, I thought he did a fantastic job with his pushes and really causing havoc in mid, on the right, wherever he was stationed. Pyrrhic and Sithro, I thought, were the 2 best Brits. And then, yeah, Goldie, also solid job with the Fireflies, coming on in, trying to help out Pyrrhic where you could with the Fireflies, backing up his assaults. And again, overall, knocked out a lot of vehicles, won't deny. Great job overall. Again, just solid game. Goldie, again, I forgot to mention. Goldie, top damage. Sithro, top kills. Sorry if I messed that up. But again, thank you for an amazing game. Thank you for submitting that in, Skippy. If you have an amazing game, if you want to submit that, again, go to my Gmail or Discord, submit it there. Or, again, if you are a Patreon supporter, Twitch subscriber, or a YouTube member, again, take a little bit more priority for 4K replays from those players. So again, if you see your game on here and you're that, well, that's why. But anyway, thanks again, guys. It's been Greyshot17, and I'll see all of you, hopefully, next time. Hello, everyone. This is Greyshot17, and before y'all go, let me give a special shout out to Patreon supporters Joey G240, Milam, BigChuche, Aphyria, Ace, PyroShark, Tony B95, Epic Pleb. Thank you all for your incredible support and helping me grow my channel and support my channel and everything I do. Thank you, and to the rest of you, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.